You're not married, you wait anymore.
You do not touch the camera because...
Wife, yappy yappy. Husband, fixie fixie. Wife, happy happy. But still, yappy yappy. The end. Today's project, we start fixing the wife. Oh wait, I meant the wife's desk. We are not tall people, which means that office furniture is not designed for us. So we bought the wife a new chair. But guess what that means? Nothing else fits. Today's project, we're gonna start showing you all the parts of building a new desk, setting up new monitors, and everything involved with all of that.
Open it up.
Yeah, like one of them weighs 2 pounds more than the other.
Probably that one.
Cables, screws, more cables. More cables, more screws, one heavy motorized leg, one heavy motorized leg. I mean, it comes well packed.
That is very well packed.
Okay, here's the actual control box. That's the rails that go between it. Programmable Bluetooth controller. Another heavy leg. Another heavy leg.
That looks pretty long.
31.5. The actual desktop bracket. All the parts are there.
Just out of curiosity, were you happy with the way things were packaged?
Oh yeah, I think we killed off a small forest in packaging, and you see how like this is all beat up.
But it's not.
But that's what this is designed to do, is to take all the beating. I am very impressed with the packaging.
So we have 4 heavy legs.
Here you go.
No. My guess is that one leg goes in one hole, one leg goes in the other hole.
And then those
third
two
leg
attached to that and to that. And that's it.
can't be that heavy. Wow. I'm not playing around. It really is quite heavy. Why did we choose the desk that you just unboxed?
Most people sit very close to their monitors, and almost every desk out there online is no bigger than 30 inches. The biggest we could find was 36 inches. You were basically with the keyboard tray 42 inches away and got used to that setup. Nothing was really any bigger than the 36 inches. DeskHaus was the only company to make one that was designed for the deeper depth. This isn't even the deepest one. We got the second to deepest one that they have. Because you order their frame and then you build a certain range of tabletops on top of it within a certain set. And they're the only one that we could find. Not only that, it's actually made in America. It's actually completely, as close as you can get to completely US based company as you can get. Based out of Michigan.
There are some parts that are made overseas, but...
Yeah, the desk itself is all basically welded, formed right up in...
Michigan.
This thing is stout. It is heavy, it is beefy, it is stable, it is sturdy. This thing will lift 600 pounds. Yeah, because the holes are down here, so they kind of put this one on backwards. There we go, now it matches the other one. Need my magnetizer. Much better.
But that brought the ambiance.
It also brought the heat. This time I'm gonna do it the smart way.
Were there any instructions?
Probably. Step 1 complete.
I think that's the one that used the long screws.
So you get the longs. One of these feet is big.
Oh, great.
So
Oh, yeah.
that foot took a beating. We may have to get a replacement foot. Actually, technically that one's got a little chunk out of it right there.
Oh, yeah, it does. What about the other?
These two look fine. They do still have that protective blue coating on them, it looks like.
Oh.
Oh, this thing is a beast. 99% sure it goes this way. I'm just going to go with what I think. Then I'll look at the instructions. A little bit offset. I may have to actually loosen something on the bottom. Now it's got me thinking, does it go this way? I may need to loosen the feet a little bit.
All right, we'll be back in a minute. Many micro adjustments later. Sir, something looks off about this.
Yeah, remember I said, hey, I think this goes inside? And because it fits right in this little channel right here, so it's like perfect design for it. But this one didn't have the channel. It's like, oh, yeah, that's because I put that one in upside down. So I got to make one little fix first.
Wouldn't be a project if you didn't.
Hey, I did it with no instructions, and I wasn't paying attention. I paid attention to it on this one. I forgot to pay attention to it on that one. But hey, how long did it take?
It was at least 20.
I need to go put some shorts on because I am hot. Well, what do you think?
That is great. Wow. I think that might be too tall.
Oh, wait, just wait.
Wow. Wow.
Well, she's a little bit loosey now because the bolts aren't in here. Basically, you adjust this to fit your desktop, and then you put the stabilizing bolts into these.
That looks very sturdy.
She's stout. There's one other thing that I'm not worried about, but one of the motors has a little plastic clip broke off. But that's the one that attaches to the motor. So they would have to send an entire leg to fix that. When this thing is all cable wrapped up in here and tie wrapped down, that ain't going nowhere. Like I said, the feet, yes, that actually needs to be fixed. The one, at least the one,
Right.
and we might as well go ahead and get them both fixed. There's one other little thing that is a nitpick, and I'm not 100% sure. Remember in their video, they were talking about the control board was made in Germany, not China. This module is made in China. So I don't know if the control board inside is actually German, and then China just bought the German board and built this, or if it no longer is a German part. Hear it going, ah. One thing that looks kind of odd is that this is just a sheet of MDF. Well, this is a temporary top because the DeskHaus bigger desk that we ordered has a 20-day lead time, and we were counting on that 20-day lead time. That sucker shipped in like a day. Just to be able to kind of verify everything works, I went out and bought a 3/4 inch MDF sheet, cut it to the same size that our tabletop is going to be, and then set this up, find out anything that might be while we wait for the other one to show up. We're actually going to get a teak 1.5 inch countertop island.
Excuse me.
That is basically 6 foot by 39 inches, and then we're going to cut 14 inches off, basically bringing it down to 60 by 39. Teak is basically a waterproof wood. Even if you didn't finish it, it's not going to absorb moisture, but we are going to probably put on just a polyurethane matte finish, most likely.
I don't do well with changes.
And by don't do well with changes, she means nuclear meltdown.
Yeah.
If you've seen Inside Out 2, her anxiety person's running around the little board, completely locked up.
Yeah.
Ah!
And by having the temporary top, it allows me to get used to the size.
For me, I've ordered this big top before I make any cutting to it that's permanent. This way we can find out things like I actually want to cut channels into the bottom of it to run some of the cables to make cable management a little bit easier. And I didn't know that until this one was completely assembled and I'm up under there trying to do it. So it's a good way to kind of get a good feel for, oh, I wished I'd done this before. Now that I can do that to the permanent setup.
We're spending quite a bit of money, and this was money that we paid ourselves. None of this is sponsored.
Can you imagine one day we were going to say, hey, today's video is sponsored by
my wallet.
Yeah, they paid for this. Thank you. I needed a work surface. Okay, one cut down. That'll be a flat surface that you'll be sitting at. This will be against the wall, this will be against the wall, and that'll be open.
So what's happening?
Imagine your desk complete in one piece, but just turn the whole thing upside down.
Oh.
So that I can go ahead and put the screws into the top. It's going to be much easier to align everything upside down over here.
So you're using the new gift.
Yes.
That was totally the influencer thing. So we're going to have the cord where I move the desk up and down on my right side.
Carry the cord on the outside.
This is all coming apart.
Basically, it's a test run. How easy is it to plug the power cord in? And does it feel all jammed up? And that works. I'll leave the cable kind of up in here.
We had to dismantle our living room here. Ignore the mess.
This part is going to be a fun part.
But only a few cussies have been had.
Actually, I haven't really cussed yet.
No, I said fuck. Completely down yet. Oh, fuck. Because...
That was kind of funny.
Wow, that's a big desk. Wow, that's a big desk. Wow, that's a big desk. I feel like Will Smith in that movie. Now that's a man's head.
You know, we got to be really careful too. We don't want to have it so that you can accidentally hit max height because you're going to rip those off the wall. Lesson learned, I may actually carve just a little cord channel in this thing. And at the same time, I may actually move your control box more center. Kind of crawl on top of me. Oh! You're not married, you wait anymore.
What? You can't say that!
I'm under here putting your desk together. I can get away with anything right now. You good?
Okay, yeah. There's so much weight on it.
Yeah, that UPS.
When I'm talking about you. Go. Okay.
Does it look mostly okay?
It's not wrinkled under there anymore.
Things I do for love.
The things he does for love.
I am going to connect it just well enough we can tell. Sure would be nice if somebody brought those to me.
And I hate to tell you, you're not wedding day weight either. You want...
I'm going to make sure none of them are set any higher than the bottom of your monitors.
Okay, I put my hand on it so my hand will fit it. There.
I mean, actually, I kind of really want to go ahead and just get the thing, maybe monitor arms ordered and get them mounted to this booger. Screwdriver bit.
One of those two?
So that little knock detected it. One of them's not open. There should be a bunch of open ones on the desk.
You sure about that?
Mm-hmm. Oh. I already brought them down here with me.
You were so expecting to get up and be like, it's right there.
Uh-huh.
I cannot believe that we have done a project like this and we have not gotten in one argument. I'd love to say the key to not arguing in the middle of a project is filming it. Usually we argue more.
I think the progesterone, although you're not on it right now,
I'm
so
not.
I can't.
But today is...
Of course, technically, there's a reason you're not supposed to take it now. It's because you don't actually need it right now. You only need it when you're...
I struggle with change, and it is something that I've struggled with my entire life.
Which is really funny because I thrive on change. I can't stand something to stay the same.
You're going to hear us talk about cheese.
We use that phrase a lot, don't we?
The book, Don't Move My Cheese, which kind of...
It's like a national bestseller about how to deal with anxiety.
I think I probably need to read it
You
again.
probably actually read that book.
Again. When things are in a constant flux or changing, I will say, stop moving my cheese.
Yeah, it gets really bad when a lot of things change at one time.
A piece of the puzzle that I did not recognize that was going to be changing when we did all this is we needed to reboot the computer, and when I booted it back up, it prompted me to install Windows 11. You start to see the change when I become overwhelmed. This was a few days before we even installed the monitor arms.
How does it feel while we're here? Schedule it for October 14th, 2025. Well, I'm wondering, does that mean if we click that, will it stop asking us for our free upgrade?
I love how you automatically cocked it. Stop asking me to move my cheese. I've just moved a lot of cheeses.
Okay, you got your desk installed. You good now?
I could be wrong. I think it's not at the correct height.
That may be too low, just so you know. So watch your knees.
Whoa.
Yep. Hey, there we go. It hit the plastic thing right here. And as soon as it hit it, it stopped and went back up again.
Ah, this is where my arms were before with the other. So that shows you...
That shows you how much lower this desk is than your other one. Hey, look, your feet are on the floor. Now the question is, does the desk need to come up?
Oh, yeah. I just don't know where yet. Hold up.
I'd say, yeah, your monitors are definitely above the
Oh, yeah.
standardized height at this point. Press M, and when you see memory, hit 1. It may be too short if the computer isn't moving with the desk. Yeah, that one dangling right there.
Is that the monitor?
No, it's this thing right here, Stream Deck.
Uh,
See, I'm thinking about investigating a monitor mount, a computer mount, so that the computer actually mounts to your desk. So it does fit, but it's like on the hairy edge. Like if you'd had it pulled farther forward and then went up.
well, yeah, and I don't even know how far.
Dear Microsoft, that's getting edited out.
Because one big change isn't enough.
Autoplay on banners and sounds off.
I tried to pull out the keyboard tray. There is no keyboard tray. Why did you choose these monitor arms?
They were cheap. And it was the one I was on when I got fed. I was like, freaking, I'm buying one. Because I had a feeling that this might fail miserably. And I might wind up going out and buying one of them $400 sets that you're almost guaranteed are going to work. The other thing is, we were talking about the depth of your desk. And we wanted to get the monitors as close to the back as we can. We needed something that would, for lack of a better word, go negative. Where the bracket itself would rotate back behind the actual base. And these give that function. It lets you basically rotate the monitors back behind the base. Everything you think is an unbiased actual opinion is not. One of the few reasons that I try to make sure I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. This has only one piston per arm, or one moving part per se. It gave it to me the most amount of stability. It still would let me cant them back negatively. It was a simple design, dual clip. There comes a point where you learn as much as you can, then you just randomly pick. So far, I love the thing. We'll throw the link down below, just so you can see what which one that we actually bought. I haven't dressed cables into it yet, but the cable channels look pretty good. So who wants to see the wife unravel? Meltdown! So let me get this straight. It's my birthday, and I'm installing stuff for you. You know this is my happy place, huh?
Yep.
Be happy if I was installing stuff for me, though.
You've been a good arm. Not a great arm, but a good arm.
I mean, did I glue it to the wall? No, it just didn't want to let go.
I know that screws fell behind at least 2.
Oh, how certain are you that it was 2?
Four. One long one. Yeah.
Found it.
How sure was I that there were 2 that fell? 100%.
Oh! Step 1 is you attach the desk first. Then you attach the monitor.
And then step 3 is fuss at husband.
Oh, I'm sure you'll fuss throughout the entire process.
I did not fuss about the desk at all.
I know, you saved it up for the arms. See, what it is I basically just...
It's plastic.
Of course it's plastic. What do you expect for 50 bucks? The part that matters is metal. Like this is just a decorative cover that covers the cables. In the perfect world, 99.99% of everybody else, you go dead center. And you mount your arm, blah, blah, blah. But you're in this weird world of you're dead center on one monitor and then your other one's off to the side. You're like a three monitor setup without the third monitor.
Yeah, because I can't.
Your arm is probably going to go on this side over here. So I'm going to attach it over here first, install it, and then try to loosen it and slide it. These holes line up, so I will assume that these attach to this. Yeah, in theory, one day I might actually read a set of instructions just to prove to you that I can. But today ain't that day. I didn't tell you could fall over. Bet you won't fall now. Yeah, see, because the nice thing about monitor arms is they're actually designed to fit close. Like all I gotta do is slide this down there, and then this goes on and hooks. There's no way you're gonna be able to really record this.
Excuse me?
And I ain't gonna be here that long. Take this all the way down, that way I can get it all the way up as high as I can. That was almost my face. They ain't going nowhere. Now for the hard part. Ugh.
You don't. Can you grunt any louder?
Whew, that was hard. Okay, now for the fun part. Hearing the white bitch. We may need to pull the desk off the wall anyway, so that the arms can swing farther back.
How do you move them down or up?
They're basically spring loaded. I made the comment spring loaded, and I kind of use that generically. There are really, for the most part, two main types of monitor arms out there. Some of them actually use actual springs. The others use gas pistons. In the olden days, all your car hoods had springs. Now they're all gas pistons. Same thing. There are some monitor arms that use actual springs. This one does not use springs. It uses those gas pistons that everything uses nowadays. Basically, the weight of the monitor will push the piston in. It's got enough force on the back end so that it will hold it right there, and you can adjust that pressure in that piston to kind of fit different size monitor weights. These, I did not actually adjust the springs, so these 27-inch monitors actually are the perfect weight for the default setting on these pistons, and you'll see me moving them around all kinds of different ways and see how they maintain. These arms move in a lot of different things. It's kind of like that thing of, you know, you can move just one piece, you can kind of move both. Even though it only has a single moving point from the piston base perspective and the other one is a solid one, it does have a decent range of motion in these. And then like you push it wherever you want it and it's going to stay there. It's got notches, so I can basically you look at your mouse pad, and you look at dead center on your mouse pad, it's basically dead center in front of this monitor, which is what you like. So yeah, and here's where we go, like as you start going back, you get the separation. The other option is we start pushing it back negative, and then that's where we need to pull the desk out in order to be able to rotate it closer to that one. Because before, your camera was like right over your crack, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is where I typically sit.
The other bracket that's coming is going to mount the camera to the desk also. That way your whole setup's all moving all at one time.
This really is what we go through when we do a project, and there are changes.
Changes.
It does not help that I'm in peri-menopause. So you're going to hear mention of progesterone cream. By the way, it does help immensely. But obviously it's not going to...
Immensely is like the biggest understatement of the world.
Obviously, it's not going to take away my personality. The fact that I get frustrated with changes, the progesterone cream's not going to help with that. But it does help me tone it down a little bit. You're going to think, that's you toned down? And I go from overwhelmed to completely not fine very quickly.
I am going to come off the wall.
Like an inch.
It might be more like 4 to 6 inches to be able to really swing those arms back if we need them. It's easier to go ahead and move it probably 4 to 6 inches off the wall now and then slide back what we can once we've played with it than it is to do it just a little bit. Okay, that's not enough, a little bit more. So for now, we'll probably go, in fact, I may even go a full foot off the wall for now so that we can completely have all the playroom we need, get it completely the way you want it. Luckily, it slides pretty easy. So with this, now you have the option of really getting it far back. In fact, it might be important to go ahead and get the height first. I know, I'm touching your cheese. So I would say first things first, get your chair where you like it, get your desk where you like it, so that I can get the height where you like it. Chairs where you like it, your feet hit the floor. It's not set for vertical. You know, if you like vertical by some accident, we need to order that third one so I can go ahead and make it right.
I don't know that 3 would fit there.
Oh, it would fit. I need to go ahead and start loosening this up just enough so I can start pivot testing. Pivot! I'm going to go ahead and call that good enough for now.
Really?
That's a pretty good spot. Okay, so your chair and your desk are at the spots you would like them to be.
For sitting, yes. I also won't know what this looks like on the camera until the camera's mounted. See, I have to adjust my arms when I'm sitting, but then I have to move them when I'm getting out. Move it to standing right now.
You can manually go up until I tell you to stop. Good news is you're going to mostly miss the bracket. That's probably about as far as you want to go right now.
I think this is just a little shorter.
At this point, you're probably not using that camera where it's at now anyway, right? I can go ahead and bend it back and...
Huh? Let me translate that I said hoping that he would realize what a dumb thing he just said. But he, in fact, did not realize it.
Until the new arm comes in, are you...
You do not touch the camera because I have to film stuff on Monday.
Are you sitting where you think you would like to sit? Ignore the camera, ignore the monitors, because all that stuff can move later. Does this feel like where you would want to be?
Like close enough.
Does that one monitor sit where you like it to sit? Would you like it to shift left or right?
Left to right is correct.
Okay. Height, we think we're okay.
I said left to right, we're good.
Yeah.
I don't know about height.
Would you like me to make a tweak so you can see if you like it better up or down? 1, 2.
Are we going to the eye doctor? 3 or 4?
1 or 2, 3 or 4. From my visual, from an ergo perspective, it's about where it should be. That doesn't mean it's going to feel right to you. It just means...
Let's assume that this one is correct. And now we need to putz with this one.
Okay.
I kind of want to try vertical. And the only reason I say that is because it will take up less space.
Yeah, I mean, you're not having to move your head as much to look at it.
I know that it needs to...
Rotate towards you a little more?
Yes. That big old blue light is going to drive me nuts because it's right in my...
Electrical tape. At least this way we can get all the bitchy they move my cheese out of the way at one time.
Oh my God, it's all of it, all at once. Unpin paint.
For the record, if you don't complain, I can't fix, and you haven't complained about it yet. Because today's my birthday.
That's why I'm trying to not be too...
Really?
This is me under control.
Wow. Oh wait, was that my outside voice?
Because me without progesterone would be like, I need that to go up. I need that to go way up.
Do you want it up?
I don't think I do.
It may or may not can go much higher, actually.
I think that if that one was up more, it would...
Okay, so that actually is the maximum up that this arm can go.
We turned off the camera. In the middle of all that, I got extra overwhelmed. I need complete silence and complete darkness so that I can...
Reset?
Yeah, reset. I know it's only going to continue to get worse. I think I said I need a minute, which is a huge improvement because I used to just, when I needed a minute, I would storm off, which would make him run after me, which
made it worse.
What I do is find a very dark, quiet space in my home, but it typically is a closet. I get in there, I'm almost there, and suddenly I hear what I now know was a refrigerator door, and I hear beeping, which was the oven.
Microwave.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
It was the microwave? Which is on the other side of the closet.
I was hungry.
I need to walk away from this project until I'm in a better space that I can adapt to the change. That's what you missed. Trying to hold it together. Not very well, might I say. Because my monitors have always been far away from me. The fact that they're closer, which probably will help me in the long run, is frustrating.
Yeah. The monitors can go farther back. It's just the desk sort of becomes planted right here. That's why I kept asking, is it too close? Is it too close? Is it too close?
Really, I'm not going to know it until I'm editing.
So maybe I should just leave you in your happy place. You can kind of mess with this setup just like it is.
The biggest problem is right now this isn't my happy place because it's Windows 11. So in addition to the space change, I've had a whole PC change. And then because it is so much lower,
I can put a block of wood underneath the bracket base and raise the whole setup up.
I mean, I know ergonomically this is probably better. It's just going to take me quite a long time to get used to. I mean, there was no drop-down drag-out fights.
It's been a few days.
I have calmed down quite a bit. The only thing is that I really do, when I said it's too low, I really do think that it actually is just a little bit too low for me. Here it is at my height, my preferred typing height, which is the desktop hits at 25.1 inches. If I move it up exactly an inch, this is pretty good. But let's see what happens if I move it up a half or more. That's pretty good too.
Yeah, I'm just going to cut out a block. This is 1 inch.
Yeah.
This is 3/4. Two of these together is 1.5 inches. I could technically just use the leftover MDF because this is 1 inch, so two of these is 2 inches.
You're not thinking fourth dimensionally.
I know, sand it down.
We're going to have 14 inches of cut off.
Oh, that's 1.5 inches.
Tabletop.
Because that will be 1.5 inches. This is what's on order.
This, but a thicker version of this that's much bigger. Clearly, that's not going to be in this video because this video is long enough. Home Depot said that we would get it by January 3rd. They sent an email saying, oh, you're going to get it earlier, December 31st. On December 31st, it changed to January 3rd. And then on January 3rd, it changed to January 6th.
And it's been in Durham, right down the road from the Home Depot for 3 days now, with a note that says,
address information required.
yeah, we need more address information.
My guess is that we will move the camera arm next and then redo everything with the new top. We don't always pick our projects. Sometimes our projects pick us. Watch this next if you want to see something else in this Creator Studio build. Do you want to get on camera?
No, I'm good.